Welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip. Hey, my nosy people, wagwan. I hope everyone is blessed. So, of course, I want to come back on here and have a chat about Sistas. Tyler Perry Sistas, that's one of my shows. It comes on BET. And, it's been very interesting. So let's talk about where we left off. So we left off with sour sap face Karen looking like she was going to a funeral. She walked in on Andy and Fatima having a good little girly chat, and obviously overheard Fatima telling Andy that she loved Zach, and Andy obviously said to her, go for it. So from that it all kicks off. Sour sap face Karen is not happy. She's calling Fatima all kinds of bees, and obviously Andy's trying to chill it out. She wants to get into it basically, and you could just tell she's just like a woman on a mission to just cause some sort of pain because she's in pain. So anyway, them two go back and forth. Obviously Andy gets Fatima out, but Fatima's not having it, and I don't blame her. She's like, well, look, honey, I ain't gonna be any of your bitches for too long, you know what I'm saying? So that is kind of fair enough. So she had to stand up for herself on that one. It really annoys me because she said to her, that she likes her as a person, but she ain't going to try and get into all that. And Karen's just got her own sour sap back up, and that's because she called it off with Zach. So why are you now got your whole attitude now because you still love him? You need to move on. So you've gone from having to go at Andy now because Andy's told Fatima to go, and now she's looking at Andy like, well, you're supposed to be my friend. Well, she's your friend, but she can be friends with someone else. And as your friend, she's telling you to move on with your life, yeah? You go back to your shop, and who's waiting for you? Your man. So what's your problem? You're asking him, what is he doing there? It's hilarious. Before that, obviously, we had Fatima giving her man Zach a call to say, look, your ex-girlfriend is kind of getting a bit out of hand with, her behaviour right now, just letting you know. So I thought that was good. Of course, Zach said that he wasn't going to call her, but based on his face, you could tell that he wasn't impressed. So something was going to happen. Anyway, fast forward, you've got obviously Karen speaking to her pastor dude. He wants to take her for lunch. She's not interested. And he wants to call her later. And she's also, kind of powering him off to say, I'll call you, which is fair enough. He's kind of acting a bit like a bugaboo. And he seems to he really likes her, doesn't he? So there's an issue there. Moving on from that, obviously, you've got Maurice and the shenanigans going on with the guy that robbed him, but yet he slept with, and now he's calling him for advice. It's just a bit far-fetched in my personal opinion that you would still be entertaining this person who robbed you, and now is calling you like you're his friend. And of course you've got Sabrina trying to talk some sense into Maurice, like, what are you doing? Don't go and meet this guy, just let him go to the police station. So it seems like Maurice wanted to go and be Mr. Save a Gigolo and go and help out this guy Q, because obviously he's got a soft, kind heart underneath all that banter and sass that he'd be giving people all the time. So he goes to meet him at the police station. Of course, the man hasn't turned up at the police station. No. So where is he? Sabrina's on the phone saying, well, if Calvin's out of town and you're at the police station, who is in your house, basically, Anywho, speaking of Calvin, I kind of skipped that part. Yes, he calls to say he's got to go and see his dad in Florida, so he's got to leave town. And, of course, going to the airport, he bumps into Danny, of course. And we know Danny's never been too keen on him, simply because of his antics. She thinks that he's gay, he's undercover, and she told him this. And I thought that was good that she told him this. I thought it was entertaining that she told him that part. So she basically said to him, well, look, the reason why I'm not too sure about Sabrina being with you is because I feel like you're undercover gay. He's saying no, he's just being himself, and she feels like his self is gay. And I kind of understand where she's coming from with that one. But, he had his little words with her and tried to soften her up. And I think it actually worked. They came to their own little version of a truce. Basically, he was saying that she needs to back off a bit because she's got a heavy influence on Sabrina. And yes, you can see that, but Sabrina should have a man of her own. Of course, we do get influenced by a friend sometimes. So I think Danny took that on, but still, Danny is definitely still side-eyeing this man. I think underneath all of that, I still feel like, if anything was to go left, she would be first to say, like, well, I did warn you, But I think for now, she's trying to move forward, given the fact that she's with someone that's she wouldn't have thought that she would have been with in terms of impress them. And now her friend's liking this guy who wants her to put a strap on. So, of course, she's a bit confused, not to mention the knickers. And let's not even go there. Anyhow, so next we switched to Andy in her office, and Robin pops in. Of course, she's thinking he's already left for London, and he pops in her office. So of course she's thinking, what are you doing here? So it looked like Robin to me was trying to gauge Andy to see how, where her head was based on their last encounter being the threesome. Andy's kind of playing it cool, but saying, she doesn't want to have that happen again. I think he looks confused, as if he wanted her to be down for a threesome. I think that, obviously she likes him, but we'll see what happens with that anyway, because of course, he leaves saying, all right, it's got to go now. And, it's left kind of a little bit cold, like, Andy's not that interested, but of course, he goes, and then Fatima comes in to let her know that, of course, Gary's there. Like, Gary, you're like this little flea bug that just won't go away. Do you know what I mean? Like, just buzzing around. Anyway, so she goes and talks to Gary, and of course, he's talking about he's sorry once again, and that this woman who he called last time, apparently some old lady from the gym. Yeah, it doesn't even sound right. But anyway, Andy doesn't seem too interested, and she's telling him to basically pack his stuff. Has he left our yard yet? And of course, the man is still on this long talk. So nothing ain't much moving there. Back on to Danny, feeling a bit guilty about the conversation that she had with Calvin. She gives Sabrina a call to say she's going to basically back off of them and, wishes them well. But you can tell underneath her breath, she's thinking, She's still side-eyeing all of that. Then we've got Zach, who decided to pop up on Karen. Because obviously when he spoke to Fatima earlier, she told him about Karen kind of getting at her. And while he was obviously sharing his good news about getting his house and it closing through, he noticed Fatima's voice wasn't too happy. Hence why she obviously divulged anyway. But long story short, Zach decides to pop up on Karen to have a word and to, get her to back off of Fatima. And during that process, she's, in her mess, kind of crying and saying that she still loves him. And, he's saying that, look, yes, he loves her too, but they're just not good together. They need to be, not together. And that he loves Fatima, and he looks different, because she encourages him. And the fact that he can't let go of the fact that, Karen called the police on him. Which I can understand, because she got him actually locked up during all that whole process when she thought that he stole from her and all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking, Karen, that's not his kind of MO based on the fact you've been with him for how long, but she's in her own little feelings, and now because of that, he doesn't, he sees that as a big barrier. That was his breaking point, I should say. But of course, in all good dramas, there's got to be a twist. So while we've got Zach and Fatima getting all loved up, Karen comes out and tells Zach now that she is pregnant. So obviously insinuating that it is for him, but I'm sure, hasn't she slept with the pastor too? Correct me if I'm wrong, but anyway, she seems like she's indicating that it's Zach's, which would obviously make more sense for the program to cause more drama, and the fact that Zach and Fatima are just becoming an item. So yeah, that's where we're at now, people. That is where we're at. So we shall see what happens. What do I think this week's episode? I thought it was alright, a bit slow moving. The Karen twist at the end makes sense as to why she's been walking around looking so sour sap face. So now we understand. Andy, I don't know what you're going to do with Gary. Just get rid of him somehow, please. And can we get some more Danny, please? She does make me laugh. I need a bit more of her in the Sistas' life. But yeah, that's my recap for this week. I thought it was cool. We'll see what happens as things proceed. Apart from, of course, sorry, I cannot forget Maurice Whistler going back home to find this same guy, Q, who robbed him in his front room, which I really thought was going to happen because of the way he didn't seem to want to meet him at the police station. Then Maurice starts to call the police while he's sitting there. Q's looking like he wants him to, hold his hand and go with him. So obviously there's a storyline developing here where, I don't know whether Maurice is going to end up turning into his pen pal from prison or what, but I don't know where he's going with this. But can't you just find someone nice and normal for Maurice, or what? Or does he have to love someone who's all messed up and all this kind of jazz? Anyway, we shall see. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. Do you think it was alright? Do you think it was a bit dry? I thought it was kind of a bit dry-ish. Let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for watching. Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.